Hey guys, it's Owen from the Weekly Huddle, and just kind of like spur of the moment, just really thought of it just now. I'm just gonna being a Bills fan and watching like Mike Florio and them talk about this Bills game upcoming. I just want to go over this Bills game versus Raiders, kind of call it like a game preview. I know it's weird to start doing these at like week 4, but I don't know. I was just sitting here and really wanted to talk about it, and then see what other people think about my evaluation of this game. Raiders fans, Bills fans in general. So first, let's start off. This week has been categorized by injuries, so I'm just gonna run down the injury report real quick for both teams. So for the Raiders, Henry Ruggs and Bryan Edwards are doubtful, but most likely to be out. Ruggs, I believe, has a calf injury or a hamstring injury somewhere in his leg, and Edwards, I'm not sure what's wrong. Also, Rico Gafford is questionable. Let's see if it tells me. And Tyre Williams is already on IR, so that leaves them with their starting receivers of Hunter Renfrow, Zay Jones, and Nelson Agholor, which, as a Buffalo fan, Zay Jones, we'll get into this later, but Zay Jones doesn't really instill fear in me when I hear him, and so is, like, Agholor, again, we'll get into this later, just strictly on injuries. Trent Brown is questionable at right tackle. His backup Sam Young is also, Richie Incognito is out on IR. On defense, starting linebackers Corey Littleton and Nick Kwiatkowski are questionable. They'll probably just be banged up. They'll probably play. Damon Arnett, I believe, is out with a broken finger. And Jonathan Abrams is also questionable. So they have a lot of injuries on defense and offense, specifically at their wide receiver core, which we'll get into in a little bit when I talk about offense versus defense. That sucks. Like, we have, as a Bills fan, I'm going to get to our injuries in a second. I thought we had a lot of injuries. And I see other teams around the league. It's kind of Bills injuries. Zach Moss, John Brown. I think Zach Moss is going to be playing this game. John Brown could be out. It's up in the air right now. I think he was practicing yesterday. Dawkins also, I believe, wasn't practicing. Neither John Brown or Dawkins weren't practicing yesterday. John Brown was back at practice. Deanne Dawkins was back at practice. Zach Moss and Dawson Knox are both at practice. Josh Norman, we can't talk about yet. He's still on the IR. And Micah Hyde and Quentin Jefferson missed practice, but those were both injuries that basically are precautionary. They still came back from the games. He played. It's fine. Ed Oliver didn't practice, which is a little alarming, but he practiced on Wednesday, so hopefully he'll be back for the game. But we don't have as many injuries as the Raiders, let's say. Let me just say, before I get into like the specifics on offense versus defense, the Bills are favored by 5. I did take that bet this week where I took the Bills -5, and I'm going to get into the reasons why I think that's a good bet. Starting with Raiders offense versus the Bills defense. Raiders, I have here pulled up on PFF. The Raiders offensive line, they need to have Trent Brown back. He is a decent right tackle, right? The backup right tackle, Denzel Good, isn't that bad according to PFF. I'm not too sure. But their offensive line, let me just go through it. Colton Miller left tackle, John Simpson left guard, Rodney Hudson center. Then depending on Denzel Good or Trent Brown at right tackle, and then Gabe Jackson at right guard. As of right now, Rodney Hudson is probably their best lineman, which I don't think there's really an argument about that. He's 10th of centers. He's ranked 10th in all centers in the league right now. Then for weapons, they have Darren Waller, who's ranked 11th. Zay Jones, Nelson Agholor, Hunter Renfrow, and then Josh Jacobs at running back with Derek Carr at quarterback. Let me get through the defense first. Trey White at corner for Bills. Levi Wallace at corner for the Bills. Teron Johnson at slot. Tremaine Edmonds and Matt Milano at linebacker. Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer. Hopefully Micah Hyde plays at safety for the Bills. And then D-line, what they have here is Addison. I'm assuming this is based on snap count. Addison and Hughes at the ends, and Oliver and Jefferson as the tackles, but they rotate the D-line a lot. Let's start in the trenches. What bothered me about the Rams game last week, the Bills let up, I believe it was 140 something rushing yards. Yeah, so it was like 150, 160-ish rushing yards to the Rams. The way they were able to do this was they used if you watch the 11-11 film, they use their big. The Bills' defense is designed to be smaller and more mobile, like quick, fast. They use their big body, like really run heavy offensive linemen, big bulky dudes, to just move our D linemen and then get up to the linebackers at the second level and then force the ball to go to people like Teron Johnson and safeties and stuff to make a head-on tackle and stuff like that. And that's how they were able to gash us as well. They were just pushing us around the line. This is what worries me in this game, because the Raiders, most of their offense is short to intermediate play action passes because they can establish the run really well. Josh Jacobs is a really good running back. Right now, I think PFF ranks him 26 out of 56, so his season isn't going really hot according to PFF, but I still think he's an amazing running back, can break it off anytime. And the Bills are notorious for having these skids where they let up a lot of rushing yards, like 3 consecutive games in a row. It could have been the Rams who started this, and then we're going to keep going by. I'm very afraid of the Raiders' running attack being able to dominate this game. It's my main fear, just because the linemen are big beefy guys that can push us around, and that if they get the running game going and they can get it going and burn clock, we're not going to be able to get our offense on the field, which we'll get to in a second. But that's a key way to win, is just keep the other team's offense off the field. Don't let them score points. Control the ball as much as possible. The Bills need to, for one of our main keys of the game is going to be focus on stopping the run. Fix the run gaps, be able to play with good leverage, give Harrison Phillips more snaps in a nose tackle to do that star role to eat up blocks in the run game. Because for this pass offense, I think the run offense is very important, because for the pass defense is going to be a lot easier to control than the run defense. The way the Patriots took down the Raiders last week was they doubled Darren Waller. They kept him in control, in check, and basically told them to beat us. They kept Darren Waller in the run game in control, and then told them to beat us with their air game. Well, Zay Jones getting checked by Trey White. Even Raiders fans, please tell me who wins that matchup. Zay Jones would go against Trey White in practices. I went to the practice, like the spring camps and the stuff, where Zay Jones was going against Trey White in practice when they were both a lot younger. And Trey White dominated Zay Jones. It wasn't even close. I don't see how Zay Jones going to the Raiders makes him that much better. Trey White shut down DeAndre Hopkins in the playoff game. He shuts down everyone. He's not having as good of a season as he did last year, but I think it's more of the league spotlighting him and the quarterbacks only throwing at him when they think they have a good advantage based off the zone and everything like that. I think if this is a game that he bounce back on. Zay Jones, I liked him when he was in Buffalo. I have respect for the man. I don't think he's going to be able to beat Trey White. If you put Trey White one-on-one with Zay Jones the entire game, I don't think you hear Zay Jones' name that often. Just my personal opinion. I may be uninformed about how well Zay Jones is doing this year. I've watched the Raiders games they've played so far. I've watched all 3. He's been okay. I don't think he can step up to one of the best cornerbacks in the league and not get shut down. And I'm not saying that because, I have Buffalo Pride, one of the best corners. Like, statistically last year, he was one of the best cornerbacks in the league. And I just don't think Zay Jones can really pair up. They'd have to attack the middle of the field a lot and get him moving, like the Rams did with their wide receivers. But their wide receivers are more Zay Jones, Nelson Aguilar are not Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Let's just say that. Aguilar, he was good in spurts. Levi Wallace hasn't been as bad as people keep saying it. He got thrown a lot. He gets thrown at a lot more than Trey White does. I think he got targeted like 12 or 15 times against the Miami game, and that's when everyone was like, oh, he's bad. No, he just got 12. You're going to let up 6 catches if you get targeted 12 to 15 times. I don't even know how many catches he let up, but he got targeted at majority of the time, and he's going to let them catch it. You can't be that good unless you're like Stephon Gilmore, Trey White, Jalen Ramsey. You're not going to step up and stop all those targets. You're not even get all those. If you are those guys, you're not going to get all those targets, Tony. Levi Wallace is actually the 23rd ranked corner by PFF run. He's ranked better than Tre'Davious White. So Aguilar against Wallace, Aguilar is a good receiver. He has Fitz dropsies. I'm not inclined to believe that Aguilar is going to be the X factor for this game. He might get like 6 receptions for 50, 60, 70 yards and a touchdown. But even then, I don't think he's going to be as big of a problem as people think he's going to be. I'm not saying nothing. I love Derek Carr. I love the passing attack. Hunter Renfrow, really good receiver. He's probably going to cook Taron Johnson. He's probably going to be their leading receiver this week. Taron Johnson, not the hot start of the season. 87th ranked quarterback by PFF. And I don't even like PFF stats that much, but yeah, he looks like the 87th ranked quarterback. He's just, I don't know what's going on with him, if he can fix it, but if he can't, Hunter Renfrow's going to cook him out the slot this game. So I'm not taking anything away from Derek Carr, who I think is a good quarterback, and the passing game in general. Just the matchup for this game, I think the Raiders are going to have to rely on trying to get Waller open and focus on the run game, and I think the Bills need to focus on doubling Waller with like Poyer, probably Hyde. Hyde is the better coverage safety, despite what PFF will tell you. Double him with Hyde and Milano. And Milano is ranked 14th. Let's see, I don't know what his coverage grade is. His coverage grade is 21st out of 69 linebackers, so 64.4. So, I mean, it's not great, but he's one of the better coverage linebackers. If you watch him in game, he held Tyler Higbee. He was a man of Tyler Higbee all last game. He got like 1 catch. I think Tyler Higbee had 1 catch. I'm sorry, 2 for 40 yards. And the one play Milano wasn't on him is when he got like 30-something yards. So I think the combination of Hyde and Milano covering Waller, even though Waller is probably better than Higbee right now, if you double him and bracket him with the 2 players and try to jam him off the line, not let him get a good release, it will play in your favor. So just you got to double him, focus the run. D-line's got to do a better job of setting the line of scrimmage, filling the gaps, giving the linebackers an easier time, not letting the linemen have such an easy release to the linebackers so that they can get to the second level so fast. Now on to Bills O versus Raiders D. This is where I think the crux of this game goes. The Raiders defense needs to shut down the Bills offense. If not, they're going to lose this game. They can run the ball if they want, keep the ball in the hands of the Bills offense, but the Bills offense can score in 2-3 minutes with the passing attack they have. Diggs, Brown is hurt, but he might play. If not, Gabe Davis can step up. Cole Beasley at the slot, and Tyler Kroft is going to be taking a backup role to Dawson Knox right now, even though he's a 16th ranked tight end and had 2 receiving touchdowns last week. They might rotate him out just so that Knox can get some more snaps in. Allen is a 9th ranked quarterback in the league right now. He is the 6th best in passing and rushing. I don't know how that equivocates to 9th, but. And then Devin Singletary and maybe Zach Moss will be back with Lyman's. Deion Dawkins, if he plays, he's the 30th ranked tackle. Right tackle, Darrell Williams, 12th ranked tackle. Brian Winters, Mitch Morris, Cody Ford at guards and center, respectively. It's not fantastic. They haven't had a fantastic season. I'm not going to give that. I don't know why they pulled Quentin Spain, but against this D-line of the Raiders with Cleveland Farrell, Malik Collins, Max Crosby, and Jonathan Hankins. Farrell and Hankins are the ones who are seeming to have a decent season according to PFF. In the games I watched, it seems as though even then they're not doing that great as you want from a Raiders fan, especially with Farrell, who was a 4th overall pick. I think the Raiders let up how many rushing yards last game? It's like 250, something like that. Yeah, they let up like 200 rushing yards last week, 250, something like that. The Bills can probably this matchup really favors the Bills because they haven't been able to run the ball that well this game, so this is a good game to get started going. Plus, you have the rushing quarterback and Josh Allen to give you fits, and then that'll freeze, like especially with the read option game, that'll freeze up the end and then allow the linemen to attack that right side of the D line, left side if you're looking from a defensive perspective. Collins and Crosby. I just think that our O line probably is the better unit between the two lines. I think their O line at places is better than our D-line. I think their O-line, our D-line is a wash. I think our O-line is better than their D-line. I don't think you can really pick a spot on the Raiders side's tight end and running back that are better overall position groups than the Bills have. Because they have Diggs, Brown, Beasley, Gabe Davis, Allen, Singletary's. Okay, I'll give you Josh Jacobs over that. Our offensive line compared to their D-line, I think our offensive line has the advantage. Now, it depends if Dawkins plays, If not, we might have a little iffy there, but I think establishing the run game should be a key for the offense. But even bigger is the fact that Damon Arnett's out, and Jonathan Abrams is going to be hurt, or Jonathan Abrams is going to be hurt, or playing hurt if he does play. As well as, is this Dwayne Harris? Eric Harris, the other safety, Eric Harris, Trayvon Mullen, and Nevin Lawson at corner. It doesn't excite, and I just don't think they have the coverage unit. Let's see. Let's go to their nickel defense. Okay, so the LaMarcus Joyner, he's decent at nickel. So I mean, their corners and then the linebackers are Corey Littleton, who is 71st with a 29.8 grade right now on the Raiders, and let's see, Nicholas Morrow. I think if you're the Bills, you attack, run, play action heavy offense. Play action deep passes, try to get those safeties moving. Jonathan Abram, love the guy, but he's more of a strong safety, box safety kind of guy that's going to come known for the run. Not really known for his pass coverage. Let's just double check mine. Yeah, his coverage grade and run defense grade are pretty bad. What's really bringing him up is his pass rush grade. I just think I hate using the PFF stats in like their grades and stuff, but it just gives me an insight. And this is someone who doesn't really follow the team as well. I watched their games and I looked at their players to see how they played those games, but I didn't do it as intensely as I did with the Bills, and I don't read articles on the Raiders every day. I read articles on the Bills, so I know the insides and outs of their team and how the people are playing, how they are looking compared to the Raiders. It's just a crutch to help me figure out the how well their defense is doing. I think the key would be to run the ball heavy amounts of run, especially Josh Allen probably, because I don't think the linebackers will be able to really spy him as well. And then hit him with the play action. Probably those deep crossers, if they run man. Deep crossers were working well against Miami. If not, fades and things like that, just attack the two safeties. And just you have to. It's just a balance. I just think overall the Bills' offense will get it done versus the Raiders defense, and the Raiders offense is the big key here. Is the Bills to shut them down. For the key for the Bills to win is the Bills' offense to not get in their own way. Just play the offense they've been playing. They will put up points in bunches. And then the key for the Raiders is to control the ball and hope the Bills' defense doesn't correct what they got wrong last week, which I'm hoping they can do. McDermott's a good coach. Gruden's a good coach. But I think McDermott will be able to help this defense fixed up, especially since that's his forte. So overall, all this rambling, I just wanted to get all this stuff talk about is get it out there for people to discuss. My personal prediction, I know I threw out some numbers earlier when I was talking to my brother about this, but probably Bills, anywhere from the range of 28 to 33 points. Raiders, I'll give you 14 to 21, anywhere in that range. So anywhere from 2 to 3 touchdowns, maybe a couple field goals sprinkled in there, a 17. If I had to give a concrete answer, 28 to 17, that'd be my concrete final prediction for this game. Tell me how wrong I am. Tell me how you feel about it. I'm just totally spitballing. I just turned the camera on and started recording for this because I just wanted to talk about this game because it's a very important game for the Bills, and I'm just sick of watching people who don't follow them as closely as I do talk about this game, and I just want to be able to talk to other people who have followed them as closely and see what people's opinions are with this game, because I think the Bills match up very well with the Raiders and that they will be able to go on there and hopefully dominate. It might be closer than I'm thinking because the Raiders did stop the Saints, but I'm not a big fan, really high on the Saints right now, so I think the Bills should walk in there and get out with a W and hopefully cover my 5-point spread, but we'll see. Other than that, watch other videos on the Weekly Huddle. We have a few others. Some Power Rankings videos, hot takes videos where we talk about random hot takes. I think we talked about the Raiders a few times in there, so if you're a Raiders fan, check those out. And our weekly predictions podcast episode should be up either today, tomorrow, or Saturday. Or I'm sorry, today or tomorrow, which is Saturday. So yeah. Other than that, have a good day.